Welcome to Jersey Line. Pat O'Melia here, your pro football prognosticator. Had a good week. I think I went 11-5 last week. I am now 6 games over 500 for the year, and it only took me 17 weeks of football to get over the 500 mark. Last week, week 18, next week starts the playoffs. It breaks my heart that the football season comes to an end. Still got a lot of games, a lot of interesting games this weekend. Playoff implications all around. The only ones, I think Green Bay and Tennessee are, locked their divisions and the number 1 seeds. Got a lot of games, a lot of good games. No Thursday this week. You got Saturday and Sunday. So let's kick it off with a Saturday. Your first game up is KC at Denver. KC got beat last week by Cincinnati, which I had, by the way, was one of my wins. They had the points and the over-under. I'm going to take Kansas City against Denver, -10, over-under 44. Dallas at Philadelphia. Dallas, Arizona beat them up. I had the points. I didn't have the over-under on that. They were short by like 2 points, I think, as I recall. I'm going to go with Philly. The Jalen Hurts, the kid can run, and now he's starting to throw the ball. I got faith, and Philadelphia needs this win. I'm going to go with Philly +7. 1 o'clock game on Sunday. We got Chicago at Minnesota. You got Dalton back. They look pretty good with Dalton. Minnesota, they're this dysfunctional group there. This is the last year for Zimmerman out there. I know they're going to make a change. I'm going to take Chicago -2.5, over under 44. Indianapolis at Jacksonville. Indy needs the game. Jacksonville is dreadful. The spot is 15.5. Now, last week, if you recall, I couldn't resist a big spot like that against New England. New England put like a 50 burger on them, right? So I'm looking for Indianapolis to do pretty much the same. I'm going to take Indianapolis -15.5 points, plus 2 touchdowns, over under a 44. 1 o'clock game, Tennessee at Houston. Henry's back. He's practiced this week. He'll probably play a little bit to knock off the rust. They'll get him ready, their best player getting ready going into the playoffs. Tennessee has a tendency to play down to their opponent, and their opponent this week is Houston. The spot is 10.5. I'm going to go with Houston, -10.5. Sunday, 1 o'clock, Washington at my New York Giants. My New York Giants are probably worse than Jacksonville now. At least Jacksonville has a young quarterback who's probably really good once they get a good coaching staff in there. I don't have that. But I'm going to go with Washington, who may be called the Washington Admirals next season. I'm going to take Washington -6.5. Don't have the over-under on my card, but it's probably on the screen. Sunday, 1 o'clock, Pittsburgh at Baltimore. I won with Pittsburgh last week, but they missed the over-under by 3 points in Big Ben's last game at Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Big Ben again, +5 against Baltimore. Pittsburgh could make the playoffs, but they need They need Jacksonville to beat Indianapolis. Ain't going to happen. So that's Big Ben's last game. 1 o'clock game, Sunday, Cincinnati at Cleveland. They're going to rest Burrows, Cincinnati. Baker Mayfield is going for surgery. Cincinnati is still clearly the better team, even without Burrows. I'm going to take Cincinnati -3, over under 42.5. 4 o'clock, New England at Miami. I like Miami. They're always knocking Tuba. I think Tuba is fine. You let this kid develop. But I like New England a lot better in this one. I'm going to take New England -7, over under 40. 4 o'clock game, the New York Football Jets at Buffalo. The Jetsies are getting 16.5 points. That is like 2 touchdowns and almost a field goal. How can you turn that down? And I think the Jetsies are much better than my New York Football Giants. I think Buffalo, they pretty much got the division. They're going to win. Are they going to win by 16.5? I don't think so. So I'm going with the Jets +16.5. 4 o'clock game, Carolina at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's got some issues, got a lot of injuries. Antonio Brown took his shoulder pads off, walked off the field at halftime. That's going to be an interesting case because the guy's saying he was injured and he's got proof that his ankle was injured. But neither here nor there. It's still Tom Brady, and it's still Carolina. Sam Darnold is quarterbacking. I'm going to go out on a limb and take Tampa Bay -8, over under 41.5. 4 o'clock game. New Orleans at Atlanta. New Orleans wins, and I'm trying to think, somebody else had to lose. I think Dallas has to lose for New Orleans to make the playoffs. Atlanta hangs in there. They hung in there last week for me. I'm going to take Atlanta at home, -4.5 against New Orleans. Actually, I think Atlanta's +4.5. We'll check that on the screen. I think my card is wrong. 4 p.m., Seattle at Arizona. Arizona put it back together. They realized how to play football again. Kyle Murray was throwing again. They were running the ball. They were playing defense. Seattle had a good game last week, but they're not going to have one against Arizona. I'm taking Arizona -6.5. 4 o'clock game, San Francisco at the Rams. San Francisco needs the game. They need it big time. They don't win, they are out. They have beaten the Rams 5 consecutive times. Jimmy G kind of has their number, but I don't think they're going to have it this week. So I'm going to take the Rams -4, over under 44.5. And the last 8 o'clock game of the week for the regular season, Chicago at Las Vegas. The Raiders managed to hang in there, keep it close. They won for me last week, but I'm going to go with I almost said San Diego, the Los Angeles Chargers, -2.5, over under 49.5. Bet with your head. Enjoy the game. Don't bet a lot of money. I'll talk to you next week when the playoffs start. Good night.